Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. I hope you're having a great Friday. Here is a little Friday fix too. Hopefully help that get a little bit better. And to kind of do that, hopefully we're going to help you to maybe change your mindset, change your perspective on one thing, and that is how do you track progress? One way that we like to do that for a lot of our training clients and athletes is with the InBody body composition test. This machine tests, obviously, body composition. What is your body weight made up of? As we like to say, and anybody likes to say, going beyond the scale. And when you just step on a regular medical scale or weight scale, it just tells you that one number, that weight. It doesn't go behind the scenes. It doesn't tell you what's underneath that. This machine will tell us how your water weight is changing, how your muscle mass is changing, how your body fat is changing positively, negatively. When you step on a scale, sometimes like, man, I've been doing all these things right with my movement, nutrition, recovery, mindset, and I haven't lost any weight. Well, has your weight changed? Meaning what's underneath of it? Okay. Some people, oh, I've lost all this weight, and a friend says, oh, that's just water weight. Well, is it? Or I haven't lost any weight or just a little bit. I'm doing all this work, but my clothes are fitting better. I have more energy. I feel like I look better. I feel like it's becoming easier to do these things, or simpler, becoming more of a habit, less of a drudgery or a hard power of will. Well, let's take a look. Maybe that weight has changed internally from the standpoint of losing body fat, gaining muscle mass to where your overall weight doesn't necessarily change as much, but it's changing, getting prepped for more long-term success and that sustainability that people want. I mean, how many of you out there, show your hands, with how many times have you lost weight versus losing it really, really quickly versus losing it and keeping it off, not being on that lost and found path, losing the weight, keeping it off, but doing it maybe, yes, a little more slowly, taking your time, building up those habits. To do that, you have to know where you're starting from. Had somebody on, and a couple people kind of doing this as kind of a starting point. Others, they'll check on it periodically to see kind of where their progress is. And one person was just recently on it, and really kind of a moment where, wow, I've never been there before as far as numbers being that high. It's easy to fall in that trap of not looking at the numbers objectively. And everyone kind of views and interprets these differently. And that's where it really gets kind of challenging, where we have to be careful as coaches with helping you to interpret that data. But one of the best things to do is to think of this, however far your journey may seem like it's going to take to get to where you want to go, where your initial destination is for starting, because you're always going to change, or you should change, what your goal is. Where are you going? You're going to make a first stop. You're going to make another stop on that path, on your journey to where you're going. And even when you get to, oh, I lost 50 pounds, if that's your goal, awesome, great. When you get there, what's your next goal? Because you always want to keep making new goals, but you have to know where you started from, and getting that baseline from a body composition standpoint. If that is part of your goals, then you want to make sure you know where are you starting from. Don't be afraid of those numbers. And again, a lot of history and things go into that for each one of us to have different kind of reactions to this. Others, it's no problem. Others, based on previous history and experiences, something like this can be a really big deal. If you're there, maybe it's not the best metric for you to start with. Maybe at some point in time when you're able to, go for it. But if you are, this is a great baseline tool to help you see where am I at, and to hopefully get some of that knowledge of, weight goes beyond just what the scale says. What you're made up of is more than just that one number that scale gives you. And when we can give you some of that information and help you track and see that change over time, that's a really powerful tool. Because we like to kind of gather up some data when we meet with someone. What have you been doing? What's your history? What are your goals? Where do you want to go? What can you do? What are you ready, willing, and able to do? We see some more data of where are you at based on where you want to go to help implement a plan. Once we implement that plan, we follow, we track it, we see how are things progressing with future checkups, and then we reevaluate that plan. Without that baseline, we're just kind of guessing, we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, hoping to get somewhere and accomplish something. So if you've never done one of these, always an opportunity to come in and take this assessment and to see just where you're at, to get that baseline. But anytime you have a chance to set a baseline, I always strongly encourage it. We do it with our movement, with the functional movement screen. We do it with this, with people for their body composition. A lot of different ways to set that, but try not to be afraid of those numbers. When we see it as this is just a number, it is a baseline, it is a starting point. This is where I am now. This is where I'm going to track and see the changes that I'm going to make and the progress I'm going to make, to be able to look back and say, wow, this is the part of the before picture that you take to see all the change that when you get to that after, at that moment after picture of how far you've come, and to help you guide you on that path in the right direction. And we'd love to see the stock market go straight up, and we'd love to see weight change if that's one of your goals, to go straight in that direction that you want to, with that progress being positive. But unfortunately, the reality is there are ups and downs along the way, but we see a trend in the right direction. This helps us to track those and see things in real time. And again, without that baseline, whether it is something like this, or maybe you're more comfortable with actually doing the skin girth measurements, doing another form of body composition, doing some other before and after photos. Those are all great things to do, whatever you are ready, willing, and able to do for that. But something like this, it's really quick, simple, and easy to do, to give you that information. We'd love to help you out with that, to get you that starting point on your journey. And then if we can help you with those next steps, beyond either subscribe and share to these videos and this information that we try to share with you, or working with you directly through a process like this, we'd love to help you out. So hope this gives you maybe a little bit more perspective to say, this is just a baseline, this is the before picture, helping me to paint that and to start on that map of getting to where you want to go, to that great destination that you have waiting for you at the end of all that hard work, and then to help you set up for the next one. So hope that helps you have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.